Genny Williams.
Wow, I feel good. I feel good. Woo! Y'all waited a long time for now, so I better deliver, right? Okay. So, apparently, I was the only jerk who created my own slideshow. Yes, I'm a little extra. You'll see. Just like lots of people who've been on this stage today, I came from a real estate family. Why? Because we are gluttons for punishment, right? My dad's been a real estate broker my entire life, and I said, oh, hell no. I will not go into that business. Because just like that movie with Eddie Murphy, Mansion, right, Haunted Mansion, hey, we get to go to Disney World. We're so excited. Hey, we just need to make one stop by a listing. Oh, shit. And there's your weekend, right? Still trapped in a Lincoln Town Car. But at least the cars were so big then that my brother and I could just totally spend the evening all stretched out in the back. Dad had to have either a Cadillac or a Lincoln. That was the thing then, right? So I went into the casino business and loved it. Absolutely loved it. Went into casino marketing and learned how to sell large groups of people and attract them to a little casino in the middle of nowhere, Mississippi, because that is where we go for entertainment. And it was so much fun. Absolutely loved it for a long time until I started feeling guilty because when I was there, people spent more money. And I would work 9 to 5 attracting the people there and then have to greet them around midnight and stay there till 6. So you think we work hard as real estate agents? Join that gig. And it was fun and high energy, but I started feeling really guilty that I watched one lady win $32,000 one night and put every nickel of it back. And I'm like, I can't do this anymore. And being young and dumb, I mouthed off at the general manager at one of the casinos and just said, I'm packing my crap and I'm leaving because I know he cared. So I gave up my full suite, completely paid for. My insurance that took care of my husband and me. We had been married about 7 years because in Mississippi, that's how we do it. 19 and married. And as soon as I gave up my insurance, I realized, we're going to have a baby. Because that is perfect timing. And we had no insurance. And what in the world was I going to do? What was I going to do? Oh, my God, you got it. So at 25, pregnant out to here, waddling in, I got my license. And I went to Dad and said, Dad, I got my license. What do I do now? I don't know, baby. You just got to get out there. I don't know what to tell you. You just got to get out there. Oh, come on, Dad. I want to be just like you. I want to sell everything and everybody. What do I do first? Baby, I don't know. You just got to get out there. I'm like, well, how do I get out there? Oh, by the way, y'all, when I get up here and I get pumped up and excited and passionate, I start cussing a lot, but I still love Jesus. There is no telling what's going to come out of this mouth, is all I got to say. So I gave you a fair warning for children in the room. I love you too. So whenever I learned how to get out there, I made it my goal. I ended up closing 18 transactions the very first year between May and December. And seriously, I thought I was the biggest failure ever because my dad was a superstar. And he was like, you think that's something? That's nothing. So, okay, I mean, all right, let me get out there next year. And I closed 29 the next year. And then I closed 42. And then I was consistently closing over 60 a year, around 65 by myself. And I felt like now I had learned how to get out there. There were no places for me in an independent brokerage to find training. I couldn't call my competition because 25 years old, people are like, oh, honey, just give it up. Right? Because that's what we do in Mississippi. We're so sweet to your face. And they were the meanest people on the planet. So you could not ask your competition. I had nowhere to go. Our board seriously worked a couple hours a week because I was in a town of 27,000 people. It wasn't a huge priority to pour into these agents and make sure they had the tools they needed to become successful. So I said, there's no way I can stay here in Mississippi. Started over, left a thriving business that was, mostly referrals. I left 27 listings and moved to Birmingham, Alabama, where I knew no one. No one. We had 2 little bitty kids because I was pregnant back to back because, again, that is like the best thing to do for your career, especially in sales. When I was carrying 2 car seats in and out of houses every single day, you hold the baby, let me write the offer. And people were actually okay with that. And you know what? When you're busy and chaotic like that, you don't have time to ask for permission. You just do it. You don't say, is it okay if my kids come? Hell, we're not going to daycare. The kids are going to be there. So started over, and it was terrifying. If you've ever started over in a new market, it is scary, super scary. And it took me 60 days before I closed my first deal. And then closed another one, and did 11 million, I guess, in a short amount of time. And then I'm like, all right, I got this down. I'm out there, Dad, and I'm loving every minute of it, right? So that's why I became passionate about giving to other agents and setting up training systems. And that's how today I'm known as the 6-figure coach, because of the 6-figure transformations. When people have hired me throughout the years, they'll come to me and say, well, I at least want to make 6 figures. That's what every single script is of someone who gets their license. That's why it's not an accident that I set up the steps in order to earn 6 figures. And then you can take it from there. And I'll have to tell you that for the past 10 years, I don't work with pansies. I've worked with one of my clients, closed 400 deals last year. He's closing 700 deals this year, just had a baby, a second child yesterday. That's hardcore. And I have another client that when he first came to me, he was closing 60 deals, but he said, I want 400. Well, he did 384 this last year. Okay, so as you can see, I'm used to working around some real hardcore people. I had another client who is in her 60s. She closed 54 million last year. It's amazing people, and I get to be a part of this and see this and share this. Up until 4 o'clock on Friday, when I sent out an email to all of my one-on-one clients saying, I quit. And I'm talking about this past Friday, y'all. I'm not talking about last year. I'm talking about a few days ago. So, talk about scary. For the past 10 years, that has been my income. These people I love and adore, many have been with me for 10 straight years. I have spent my blood, sweat, tears, passion, energy, sometimes having to pay people's car notes and house notes just to keep them going so they could keep, going after their dreams. All to throw it away, right, and quit all my one-on-ones this past Friday. Why in the hell would I do that? And you talk about living in fear, that's been me for a couple of months. And I'll share why I did that, is because I saw the power of EXP a couple of months ago. That's right. That's right. Ah! But I've been living and walking on eggshells, terrified that I would offend one of these hardcore people, because I've got people in all companies and all brokerages, and I've always been the neutral place. But just like I tell agents who want a 6-figure transformation, if you've got something so freaking good and awesome that is good for people, are you going to keep that a secret? That's right. Hell no. That is right. Best answer. You're my favorite. Move to the front. So I've been so scared of hurting someone's feelings, or me thinking that I was going to try to recruit them. Don't even mention it. I mean, seriously, Jonathan would post something and I'd say, oh, I don't know, can you clear that by me next time? Like, I've been so scared. Now, I'm telling you right now, I'm standing here today 100% committed to EXP. John D. Rockefeller said many years ago, right, that he believed it was his religious duty to go and collect as much money, honestly, as possible, so that he could give as much of it away as possible. And he lived up to that with his 97 years on this planet. He gave away $540 million, gave it away. It can't compare to the billions of dollars that Bill Gates has given away in modern times, but it's the philosophy that it's your duty to go and make as much as you can so that you can do the best and benefit others with it, right? Yes. Now you see why I have a slideshow. I couldn't get all that in with one slide. But that's what we have here. If I deprive people of learning this message, that's not me really caring about them, is it? And I can tell you that when we don't ask, we may be offending people. And it goes back to a story a couple years ago when I learned the magic question. I had a guy come up to me, a financial planner, who really I couldn't stand. He said to me, Jenny, what 3 people do you know that need to work toward their retirement? And I'm like, 3? Oh, hell, let me give you 5. And I gave him 5 names and cell phone numbers, and he walked out the door, and I said, what just happened? And I knew he was going to use me whenever he called those people, and I said, he's not even my favorite. So you know what I immediately did? I went straight to who is my favorite. He was one of my clients. He'd bought several houses for me before. I'm like, I love him. He's never once asked me for a referral. Oh, my God. He doesn't really want to do business with me. Oh, my God. He thinks that people I hang out with don't have any money. Oh, my God. He thinks I must be a pain in the ass. He thinks my friends will be too. This is exactly what happens when we don't ask other people. Have I been asked about EXP throughout the years? Yes. And let me give you my responses. I had one of my clients who's hardcore. She is in a small town outside of Dallas, and she gave the script that some of y'all say, hey, would you mind taking a look at this and giving me your input? And I went, it's stupid. Who would do this? You own your own brokerage. Nobody even likes you. You're not attracting people. You don't even have anybody in your brokerage. You did it all your own because you hate people. Why would you do this? And I watched the entire video And that was my honest answer and opinion to her. And she did join for a while, and then she joined back. Okay. Then a couple years ago, an agent that I had trained, who is a phenomenal agent and someone that I really trust, he's a previous tax attorney, and he called me and he said, I own stock in EXP, you need to join it. And when I trained him, he is a RE/MAX agent, and I always call him our oldest son, because we're that close. And I'm like, why would I do that? That's so stupid. I don't even sell, because I haven't been selling. And I said, that wouldn't benefit them. I wouldn't want to take a spot there. That's ridiculous. And whatever. Thanks for calling. But he's like, well, I'll never leave because I love my broker so much, but you belong there. And I said, well, if it's good for me, then why aren't you doing it? Right? So there's response number 2. Then that hardcore agent that closed 400 last year, who love him so much, who's closing 700 this year, he said, you know, I think there's something to this rev share thing. And I used to be a KW team leader. And I said, oh, people don't care about that crap. My office was the only profitable office in 2008 in our city, and nobody cared about it because we actually were the only ones that had it. Nobody else had it because it is based on profit. Yeah. And when you're paying huge rents, you don't have any profit. So he was like, no, I do think there's something to it. I think you need to look into it. And that got the ball turning. Then when another one of my clients said that he wanted to introduce me to Jonathan Dupree, I was like, well, hell yes. We have the same history. I can't wait to meet him. Jonathan walked in, asked me a couple of questions. I made that decision that night. In a blink. Just like Jean said. Why? Because timing had to be right. The person delivering it had to be right. And he didn't come preaching, teaching, vomiting everything about EXP. He came to ask me questions and then share how it could benefit me. And that's why I joined. We're at 0 minutes. Okay. All right. Well, I actually have a worksheet for you that if you will go to mysixfigureday.com, and you've got to type the address in, don't Google it, and this accountability tool, where are my 6-figure intensity people? Woo! Yeah! This will help you have a score every single day for accountability, to hold yourself accountable, because when you start blaming your sponsor, your broker, your spouse for accountability, it's crap. Accountability comes from you. Nobody can make you do what you really, really, truly want to do. Hold yourself accountable. Use this every single day to get 100-point days. And it's got agent attraction on there as well as agent productivity, because winners want to be around winners. So it's up to you to be one. Okay? I'm going to leave you with this real quickly. Oh, it didn't work. Okay, so I had a sweet little video about Donkey Kong that I thought you would enjoy, and I'll just have to find a way to share it with y'all later. Hit me up at Genny Williams on Facebook.